Hello and welcome to this preview video of my newest modification, Agerskov modification. It seems that we already have our first emergency call, so let's just respond to it and then take things as they come. For an emergency call like this close to the fire station, we will send just a single ambulance. This modification is quite a bit different than a lot of the other modifications I've been doing over the last couple of years. Whereas some of the other modifications are very detailed and complicated with the brand new mission scripts and stuff like that, this modification goes a completely different direction and is a bit more back to basic. It is the first modification I've done for a long time that just includes the regular free play map, and it is also it does not include any custom missions or stuff like that, like a lot of my other projects. The idea behind this modification is based off the way normal rural areas in Denmark are set up. It is very normal here in Denmark to have a larger rural area with a lot of minor fire stations. In this case we have set up 4 stations divided into different districts, 1, 2, 3 and 4, of different size and capacities. We're just gonna take the injured person here and transport him to hospital. And off it goes. The first station we have in the modification is this one. This is the big Station 1 fire station. It includes 4 fire vehicles along with a fire chief. It then has an ambulance bay with 1 ambulance. And finally it has some technical departments, which includes 2 tow trucks and a regular technical vehicle. A very iconic thing about most Danish fire stations is that they are part-time, which means that there are no people here during the day hours. So all firefighters will have to be paged in through the pager they carry around with them. They will then respond to the fire station and then they will take off from there, which is also the base for this modification. So there are no full-time firefighters in the modification. Everybody has to be paged in. This is the major station with the fire chief, fast response unit. Then there's regular fire engine, which carries 6 people along with 5 normal firefighters, and then a what's called crew manager. And then there's the tanker right here. And lastly we have a lift or a ladder. Down on the second station we have 2 fire engines. We have a normal engine and then we have a tanker. This is also a part-time fire station, so that means they will be paged in just like Station 1 and then respond from there. As you might notice, there is a rapid first responder over here, nødbehandler as it's called in Danish, that carries 1 medical crew and is parked at the person's workspace. It is very normal here in Denmark, but not used everywhere, to have like a fast response unit in areas where there are few ambulances. So they're used to respond to emergencies and stabilize patients until the ambulance arrive and can transport them away. There are not a lot of emergencies out here. That's why he's at his daytime job and then he'll respond from there. As you might notice in the start of the video, he was parked at his home address over here. So that actually means that in the modification, during daytime hours, office hours from 8 to 4, the vehicle will be parked over here at the local store. And during evening and nights, he'll be parked at his home address. We already have a call for him now. The ambulance took off map. Oh, it's actually back, so we don't have to call him in. There are no hospital on the map. That means that all injured people will have to be transported away. So that gives a lot of time where there will be no ambulances available. Therefore it's very necessary to have a first responder like this to respond and stabilize patients until other ambulances can arrive. Along with the main ambulance right here, A1, there's also 4 other ambulances along with an emergency doctor that can be called in case more ambulances are needed or the first one is busy. As you can probably see, there are 3 different sirens on all vehicles. There's a wail, there's a yelp, and finally there's a high-low siren. And all of them can be switched as the player sees fit. The last 2 stations are what we call helping stations here in Denmark. It contains just a single engine with a bigger water tank, and it carries 6 people to respond and start battling blazes until some of the major stations arrive. Smaller events they can handle by themselves, but major events they'll have to get some assistance from the other stations. Same goes for the station down here, station 4, also just a single engine. As you might have noticed, there's only one fire chief on the map. He's parked up here during office hours and at his home address over here in the evening and nights. That is also very normal here in Denmark to have a fire chief ruling over a larger area and then respond to all calls in that area. But even with him taking care of 4 stations, he still doesn't have enough calls to actually need to be placed in the station. Usually the way they do this in real life is to have a fire chief having a week shift at a time where he sits at the fire station during the day and do office work, and then in the evening he goes to his private address and respond from there. So we've decided also to do that here for the modification. For police, we have a single vehicle down here, an unmarked car which responds with 1 person, which is also, it used to be very popular some years ago, but now they're going back to uniform vehicles for the local police officers. But this guy responds alone from his station, and then there's possibility to call in 3 other vehicles along with a chief if needed. On the technical department side of things, we have 2 tow trucks, along with a mechanic. They work like normal tow trucks, which means that they can pick up vehicles and send them to a junkyard down here in the southeast part of the map. As you can probably see, we have a fire, so we will send... it's down here in Station 3's area, so we will send Station 3. And we will send engine Chief 1 along with the rapid responder. And a police vehicle. As you can see, the fire chief is already in the station, so he'll just jump into his car and then respond. For the rest of the crew, they will be paged in, like I told you, and they'll start running to the fire station, change to their fire uniform, and then they will respond. See him here in the background. Down here on Station 3, all units are ready, and they will respond shortly. For Station 1, we are also almost ready, and they also respond with the fast respond unit. There seem to be some traffical issues down here. Which is also why we send the fast response unit, because it can start battling the blaze before the other units arrive. In real life, this vehicle carries a small water tank and a hose, and then they can start work on the fire before the others arrive. As you can also see, there is the limited water script in the modification. So vehicles need to be hooked up to a hydrant if you don't want them to run out of water. Since the main engine is here, we'll just unhook the fast response unit and then set up the engine as the main vehicle. We will then also hook a hose from the hydrant over to the tank. Some of you guys from other countries than Denmark might see that there's this Falk logo on a lot of the vehicles, which some of you might be unfamiliar with. In some countries outside of Denmark, Falk do respond as ambulances, and they also have some technical tow truck departments. But here in Denmark, it's very common for them to be responsible for both fire engines, tow trucks, and ambulances in rural areas. It's also why I've decided to base a lot of the vehicles, actually all of the fire trucks and ambulances, off Falk units to replicate how they look in real life, which is also very iconic for Denmark. Here we have the tow truck from Falk. It's very funny because Denmark is one of the few countries in the world where tow trucks also have emergency blue lights, so they can respond code-free if needed. Lastly, we'll just send home the fire chief along with the police officer. And as soon as this fire truck is back to the station, we will send the crew home so they can continue their everyday job. The engine right here is an older model. It has the rotary flashing lights.
Gasleitung explodiert.
We will just send these guys home, and then we will send 2 other stations down there. We will start with the station which is in the area, station 2, and then we will send station 1 with all available units to battle the blaze 2. We'll also call in the emergency doctor in case of casualties. You see down here that the part-time firefighters are starting to respond to the station and to the call. Oh, we forgot to call the chief. It does not seem like you want to go in there, so we'll just send him the other way around. So the main engine will go from the front, and then this fast response unit will tackle the blaze from the back. To make sure there's enough water in this small unit, we will hook up the tanker to it, so we're sure that we will continue to have water on it. This kind of ladder rescue lift is also a very iconic Falk vehicle, which is not used much other places in the world as far as I know, and no other departments in Denmark use it either. It's just Falk that uses these vehicles. So I thought it would be fun to bring it into the modification to replicate some of the different vehicles Falk have. As you might also notice, some engines are older models and some are new. Also, this tanker is an older model with rotary beams, while this newer model back here has LED lights. It seems that we have a secondary fire now, so we will call in Station 3, which is right around the corner, to respond down here. The fire is almost out down here, so we will just slowly start to pack up our vehicles and send them home. To assist with the fire, we will send the tanker down here to the fire to help them out. The fire down here is actually already pretty big. So we will start to make sure that the blaze does not get any bigger, start spreading in different directions. And then we will call in some police units from outside the map to assist. We might as well just call in some more fire units too. So So we will send station 1 along with the fire chief. We could really use some police down here to redirect some traffic. And he's coming right there. So the fire is spreading really rapidly. Much more rapidly than we can control it. So we might actually have to call in yet another engine over here. My big fear is that one of these houses catch on fire too. Okay, so it seems that the fire is getting contained over here. Question is if we can externalize the parts in here to make sure that it does not spread to the houses. Or if one of the houses will catch on fire eventually. It's actually almost extinguished now. We just need to make sure that this fires over here does not spread.
Brandausbruch. Ursache nicht bekannt.
Yeah, why not? Let's just take another fire. For this we will send the station down here, which is already paged in. So there's a low response time along with the rapid response unit, the lift, and an ambulance. And now, since there's so many problems in the city, we will call in the police chief. There seems to be nobody home. That's good. That means we don't have to concentrate about that. So we just have to put out the fire. And just to show that the lift actually works. No? Okay. Okay, so the fire is pretty much under control now. We just need to extinguish it. we could actually send home both tankers, because I don't think we will need them, all the personnel. And that was actually it. This is all I wanted to show you for this video. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you want to see some videos from some of my other projects, or just more videos in general, please let me know down in the comment section. But thank you for watching, and bye bye.